Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Teasing the NFL, your destination for NFL teaser bets. I'm Daniel Saludo along with Andrew Chang here. We are taking you to the primetime game for Saturday's wild card playoff game. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the Washington football team, the negative, how do I put it? The under 500.
The luckiest team to ever make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's one of them for sure.
You can't say deserving, right?
No, they don't deserve it at all.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true, though. I mean...
No, it's ridiculous to have a 7-9 team in the playoffs. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. They don't deserve it at all.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Just because of the conference. I mean, Miami could have been there. Freaking... You know, there's so many other teams.
There were more AFC teams that could have made it, so...
Yikes.
But yeah.
It is what it is. It's a nice matchup for some, so there you go.
So, Washington here, and Tampa Bay is the favorite here at -8.5. And your total, and your total is 45. So, Tampa Bay would get teased down to -2.5. Washington gets teased up to +14.5. Your over gets teased down to 39, and your under gets teased up to 51.
Ooh.
All right, here we go. So, I think the only concern in this game, there's a couple concerns in this game. One is injuries. I know Mike Evans came up with a bad leg injury after last week.
Yeah, that was nasty.
I think Washington also has a few issues on their line, on their offensive line, I think. Let me verify that. But what are you thinking about in this match?
Well, you gotta like someone who's been in this situation before. You gotta like...
They both have.
Just, a nice little good story. Who? Alex Smith?
Yes, he's been to the playoffs before.
Well,
it's not his first rodeo.
Probably with two better legs.
That's very true.
And a better cast on offense, I believe. Yeah, he had a lot of help on the 49ers.
Actually, Smith on his own is limited in practice, so that's another worry.
Okay, well, there you go. So I like Tampa Bay -2.5. I don't know. You just have a feeling that, somebody calls out the GOAT, arguably, and, well, you're going to get him. So that's all I got to say, man. It's like, oh, wait, we love the enthusiasm, we love the spirit, and I think Washington's culture, mentality is perfect. Can't say the same about those terrible Eagles. Shame on y'all. But, that's terrible, You know I'm an Eagles fan, but...
it's true.
Yeah, that was... My God. But yeah, Washington's in. We're focused on the now. And they don't even know what quarterback they're going to put in.
It's likely going to be Alex Smith, but there's a chance if he's not up to it, they're going to put somebody else in. Not Dwayne Haskins, that's for sure.
He's attending a funeral. A funeral for his
career. Yeah.
So there we go. But yeah, it's just, they don't even know what quarterback they're going with. And they're not, frankly, I'm not too impressed with their QBs. And I think a lot of Antonio Brown on the Buccaneers, he's kind of been stepping up. So I think it's a nice little redemption this year for him, a nice little personal journey for him. There's a lot of good stories on Tampa Bay. Nice little storybook ending. But yeah, I just like Tampa Bay to win against these generic Washington football team. I don't know. Against Washington. I don't know. So that's what I like.
All right, cool. And it's definitely the value out there. I mean, just looking at this game plainly, and looking at the records and the teams overall, you would think that, you run with the value of Tampa Bay, tease them down to -2.5. One of the other things you have to know about the wild card is kind of spreads don't matter as much, even though you do have to bet with the spreads and everything. But the general rule in the wild card specifically is that pick the winner, they'll cover the spread. It's been like that a majority of the time. So if you think Tampa Bay is going to win this game, they'll be able to cover their spread pretty well. So if a game is rated higher on the spread, there's actually a pretty good chance that they'll cover like an 8, a 9, or a 10. That's what happens a lot of times. The other side of that is teasers do really well in the wild card weekend. So this is you have a great reason to tease them as well. So that also helps argue that taking Tampa Bay as well. And for the most part, I'm with you on that. There's one concern that I have though, and that's I don't know if I trust Tom Brady against a good defense. This is a very good defense. It's not that I'm trusting Washington's offense. It's that in the games that Tom Brady has struggled, it's been teams who've been able to get pressure. And boy, this Washington front four knows how to get pressure on quarterbacks. They're one of the best in the league.
Oh, man. I
And we've actually seen how TB12 has struggled in prime time against good defenses.
Oh, man.
Struggled against
not even
the
good
Rams,
defenses.
struggled against the Bears.
Struggled against the Saints.
And the Saints are awesome, so.
Yeah, okay. So I can kind of see that. But ultimately, when you look at the other side, it's like, okay, Alex Smith. And you're Scary Terry. You got...
Terry McLaurin should be a lot healthier, so.
Antonio Gibson.
One of the things about Tampa Bay is the run defense is a little bit better. So I don't know if Gibson and McKinzick are going to have as much impact on the ground. They'll probably be able to get some receiving, especially since it's checked down Alex Smith. So they should be pretty successful on there. But I don't know how good Brady is going to be with a lot of pressure on him in prime time. I normally I would take the 2.5, but I'm actually going to take Washington plus 14.5.
Oh my God! I hope this is not biting me in the butt.
So this is going to be interesting in that I don't like Washington's chances much at this, but boy, they have a good chance to upset Tampa Bay just because on their defense alone. The one thing that hinges on Washington's success is going to be their offense in the end, because at some point that defense is not going to be able to hold Brady every time. It's not going to happen. The Washington offense is going to have to, answer and score some.
Okay. But 14.5?
It's 2 touchdowns. I like that, actually. That's why I'm going with it. And I have some confidence in Washington. With Washington, with Alex Smith under center, they're actually something like 12-6 ATS. So it's actually a really nice record to have. Over 66%. It's nice.
So going back to that statistic, because that's hopefully what I'm putting my faith in. Mm-hmm. Do you mean winner or the favorite when you said putting your bet on
whoever you believe is going to win the game is likely to cover the spread?
Oh, okay. Well, unless it was last year, unless it was Baltimore. So there we go. But did we bet? I forgot if we bet Baltimore. I don't think we did.
I didn't bet Baltimore. My pick was Tennessee.
Oh, okay. There you go. But yeah, okay.
Actually, we might have now.
I can see Washington losing by 14 points for sure, and you just being
I don't think this game gets
safe.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think Washington's defense is too good to get really blown out. Outside of Alex Smith throwing a bunch of interceptions.
And
and he's good with the ball. He's careful with the ball, so.
Oh, you know what? How can you say, oh, God, I just have them. I watched that terrible game that they played on Sunday night. It was against Washington.
Oh, and they played the Philly?
Yeah. It's like nobody wanted to win the game. Like, honestly, they're like, no, we don't want to win the game.
That's why the Eagles...
we don't want to win the game.
That's why the Eagles legitimately gave it away.
So
they had injury. They had a few injuries. So
but are you not a little concerned at that?
No, because I'm not asking them to win the game. Because that's a game that they had to win. This is a game I need them to cover. And I need them to cover 2 touchdowns.
I mean, but that's not how they're viewing it, though. Like
but they're viewing it as they're going to win it. So if they're trying to win it, I think they cover it. That's just how it is.
I honestly think that they were in a must-win situation when they played the Eagles, and I was just not impressed. And the Eagles, I'm not a Giants fan. I could care less. Like, you put your team where you're supposed to be at. There's no one else to blame for you not making it to the playoffs except for you, right? But the way that the Eagles just gave up the game, and it was so bad. I was watching at the bar. I was like, man, none of these teams want to win. Like, literally, it's like, oh, how about a turnover here? Well, we don't want it. We'll let you have it back.
And just to help you, we'll put our backup quarterback in.
Yeah, it's just like, oh,
terrible.
Gosh, it was unbelievable. So, because of that, I'm not too concerned. I like your idea of the 14.5. I think honestly they might lose by 10 because, like you said, if Brady does get pressured, he's going to struggle.
Yeah, he always struggles against
Let's
the
be
front.
honest. But again, this is Tom Brady. So and I like the Bucks going into this situation. Yeah, 4th down. Hey, but you can say whatever you want, but it was.
See if old man Brady shows up.
It was just like that Super Bowl surreal moment in the regular season, Bucks against the Falcons, when they were down. We thought our bet was dead, remember? And
I didn't bet that.
Are you sure?
Bucks against the Falcons. I didn't bet that.
Maybe it was.
That
was Teddy.
That was you and your
Maybe it
book.
was
That was
me.
you and your bookie, not me.
And oh, it was Teddy. I was like, bro, don't worry. Like, it's against the Falcons. It's Tom Brady. We're good. And sure enough, he comes up.
Oh,
big.
you're talking about 2 weeks ago. Yes,
Yeah.
that was me and you. That was me
Okay,
and you.
yeah, see,
I thought you were talking like some way earlier. So I'm like, no, that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So I mean, I have.
Yeah, we hit on that.
Yeah, and I like that. I don't think. Of course, the Falcons' defense is not Washington defense, but at the same time, that Washington offense is no.
Actually, I'm sorry, that was last week.
Yeah, I know.
That was last week, not 2 weekends ago.
whiz.
That was last week.
I know 2021 has been
It's long.
a
It's
year
been
already?
long. I know it's been a week long. But yeah.
bro. But yeah, okay. I like both our picks. Going opposite ways again.
Yeah.
Hopefully hitting right in the middle, which I think that could possibly happen as well. But give me Tom Brady 12.
I don't blame you.
There we go.
All right, so and real quickly on the totals, I'm leaning to the under. Lots of defense in this game, under 51. That's a quick lean on it.
I would kind of jump onto that too. Not sure if it would be a same game tease.
It's not a same game tease.
But
It's not
yeah,
worth it.
under 51, I think that's pretty solid. I think
it's like a semi last stand for Saturday.
Look, now you're giving me the bad ideas. Okay, don't, America. Don't do that.
Yeah, so instead just take one and run with it. So Andrew's going to run with Tampa Bay, teasing them down to -2.5. I'm going to take the Washington football team and tease them up to +14.5, get them over those 2 touchdowns. I would not be surprised in this game if both teasers hit. This is very much like the early afternoon game with a large enough spread line with a teaser, and in a game that I deem kind of close. It's not a surprise to see both teasers hitting this. Yeah, thank you. So let us know in the comments how you think this game's going to go. If you're betting any of the sides or totals, what do you like in this primetime game? But for Andrew Chang, I'm Daniel Saludo. If you like the content you got in this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, subscribe, tick the notification bell, and select all. That way you stay up to date with all of our latest videos and previews for the rest of the season. Again, we'd like to thank you for joining us in this final Saturday matchup for the wild card weekend. We have the Sunday games to come up along with the No Sweat Bet. But until then, make sure you get your bets in. And of course, don't forget to be a tease.